This is our key activity for the subject of Trigonometry and Introduction to Statistics. We are Valeria Regina, Paula Barbosa, and Julia Martínez de Velazco, with teacher Ana Cecilia Vidaña Montes in Prepa Tech Campus Querétaro as of the April 21st of 2023. On the first day of preparing for the project, we attended to the campus physics laboratories, where the teacher provided us with a pendulum with a movement sensor, which helped us to prepare the data. Since when making the tables with the information of time and speed, we were able to obtain the necessary data to be able to form the functions and along with it, the graphs. Firstly, we recorded the information in a table of the platform Desmos, in which we were able to develop our project. By recording this information, we obtained a series of points reflected in the Cartesian plane, which will help us to position the frequencies in a precise way. All of this data helped us to obtain the values of the equations to be able to capture the frequencies in the plane. The values with the variables A, B, C, and D were obtained following a series of steps, which the teacher Ceci gave us. After that, we generated an equation in the platform which gave us different results, but it was also fit to our data. When obtaining both equations, we realized that they were very similar. However, both did not have high frequency levels, that is, the waves were not wide, so we infer that our data, being so similar, did not result as we expected. In other words, the pendulum did not take long enough and it did not change its speed abundantly to arrive at the same place. Finally, to make a comparison of both equations, a series of data substitution was carried out in order to see how different the results were from each other. As we can see, the results are very similar. However, we believe that the most accurate equation is that generated by the Desmos software.
My individual collaboration in this activity was important because I was capturing the waves with the sensory device. Therefore, without me managing the waves and reading the data in the calculator, we wouldn't have the graph that we have now. Our strategy for this activity was basically trying over and over again until we caught the waves that were useful for our activity. When one of my teammates contributed with an idea to our project, I listened and gave feedback. So if it was a good idea, we kept it and used it, and if it was not as good, we tried coming up with something else. As I already said, my contribution during this activity was managing the sensory device so that we could capture the waves correctly, and connecting it with the calculator so we could transfer the data from the calculator to the GeoGebra website or app.
I think that my individual collaboration in this was important because I was the one that was mainly in charge of the data elaboration and basically the whole thing that we had to do in the physics lab in the first session, and I helped a lot of my other classmates with their data collection, so I think that was good and important. And I was also in charge of this whole presentation, which I think turned out great. Some of the strategies to achieve our goal were definitely to keep working together, communicate, listen to each other's ideas, stay organized, of course, and keep really good track of all of our information so we didn't get anything mixed up and the results could be as exact as possible. And like I already said, all of us contributed ideas and we listened to each other. We tried out all the different ideas, and if something didn't work, we worked together to make that idea work or change it into something else that anyone else might have suggested, or just something that we came up with together as a team to solve and really put together this project. And to achieve my team's goal, I think that my collaboration was, like I already said, the contribution with ideas, the initial practice that we did, like with the pendulum and in the physics lab. I think that was very important, and also just recovering the whole the rest of the information for this final video. I think that was very important, and I think ultimately we did reach our goal as a team, and everything worked out great. My individual collaboration was important because I did all the digital process in the platform of Desmos, which was really important to obtain all the data that we needed for the project, to obtain things like graphs, equations, and register all the data in tables. One of the strategies we had as a team was to do our project during the class periods so that our external activities did not interfere in our project and that it could be achieved properly. When the other member of the team contributed with ideas, I took them into account and made a change in it, since most of the time these comments feedback me. To achieve our goal, my contribution was to be aware of the activity, since I was constantly communicating with my colleagues to achieve the project in a timely manner.